My name is Marie. I'm going to hope you're well from wherever you're tuning in. I'll bring you up to speed in as far as news is concerned, and matters of security, matters of health, and even education will be making, the headlines in just a moment. But just to give you a snippet of what to expect in our high list today, the government disburses 3.3 billion shillings to the first and second year university students through the Higher Education Loans Board, and Operation Rescue, as President Ruto says, a multi-agency team is working around the clock to rescue 5 chiefs abducted by suspected Al-Shabaab militants in Mandera and buried with gold, as rescue workers retrieved 2 bodies from a collapsed gold mine in Shinyalu, and 18 others are rescued. And definitely, in as far as cancer, awareness month, or at least the World Cancer Day yesterday, survivors lamented that over inability to access critical medication as Kenya marks the World Cancer Day. All that will be coming up in the news this morning, including business and sports. But first things first, let's have Mike.
Good morning. Good morning, Vivian and Marie.
Good morning, Mike.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
And to everyone who is watching Good Morning Kenya, welcome to the program. Of course, a lot has been said, and it captures whatever that we are going to talk about today, including the fact that the president said about the kidnapped chiefs that the security agencies must work hard to ensure they are brought back. And also he took a jab at his former deputy president, saying now that he failed to divide people along tribal lines, he's trying to divide people along the payslip lines. That's interesting. And also the former deputy president made a statement yesterday claiming she was offered 2 billion shillings to resign by the president without offering any evidence of that. And also, matters to do with the DRC crisis. Is it going to hurt Raila's bid to become the AUC chairman? Those are some of the things that we shall be taking a 360 look at in our political segment. Today being Wednesday, this is The Viewpoint. So I invite you to tune into this live broadcast. In the meantime, let's get to know what is happening around the country by Marie Yambao.
Indeed, Mike. To our first story now, where President William Ruto says the government will do everything possible to ensure a safe return of 5 chiefs who were abducted on Monday by suspected Al-Shabaab militants. The president, who was on a tour of Mandera County, said he has instructed all security operators to ensure that the administrators are freed. The president committed a sustained war against criminal gangs, saying Mandera must enjoy peace like any other part of the country.
President William Ruto on Tuesday began a week-long tour of the northern Kenya region, responding to a plea by local leaders in Mandera County for the freeing of 5 chiefs allegedly abducted by Al-Shabaab militia. The president said an operation has been launched to ensure their safe return home.
Kwa sababu ya kutaka kulete hali ya hofu sehemu hii, ati walienda wakashika machifu wetu. I want to promise the people of Mandera, hawa machifu lazima warudi nyumbani, na hawa wakora na wagaidi na wahuni tutabambana na wao.
The president saying he had directed Deputy Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli to lead a security operation dubbed Ondoa Jangili to pacify the region.
Bwana Masengeli nishamueleza ya kwamba juu chini, kulia kushoto, mbele na nyuma, east or west, mpaka mambo haya yatatuliwe.
The president said Mandera was part of Kenya and his administration would ensure the town is safe like any other part of Kenya.
Kesho mimi niko na ceremony kubwa ya kuondoa once and for all ile maneno ya vetting ambayo ilikuwa inagandamiza watu wa Northern Kenya. Wanafanywa kama sio wa Kenya wengine wakati wanatafuta kitambulisho ama mambo ya kuhakikisha kwamba wanapata pia passport.
The head of state vowing he will do everything possible to protect the integrity of the nation and that no inch of the country will be left on the hands of criminal gangs who want to unleash terror on innocent Kenyans.
And we will not stop at anything until we make sure Northern Kenya is safe like any other part of the Republic of Kenya.
The president used the tour to hit out at government critics for what he terms as inciting the masses against the government.
Mimi nawaambia, they have no plan, they have no agenda, they have no ideas, they are leaderless, they have no plan for this country. And I want to promise you that they will not succeed to divide our nation.
National unity is very important. The roads that we are building, the hospitals that we are building, the electricity we are connecting is not good enough unless the people of Kenya live in peace and unity.
To ensure income for the farmers, he urged them to embrace livestock vaccination to be rolled out shortly.
Mambo ya magonjwa ya ng'ombe zetu, magonjwa ya mbuzi na kondoo, ni lazima tuweke mpango ya serikali ya kuondoa haya magonjwa, ndio tuweze kupata soko ya sawasawa ya kuuza nyama yetu.
The head of state also promised development projects, including building of roads, electricity, and water connection, among others.
Thank you, Giverson Maina, for that report. Of course, the president continues with his tour of the northeastern region, and we'll be bringing you live coverage of his itinerary in our subsequent coverages. Now, on matters education, the government has disbursed a total of 3.32 billion shillings, money that was released on the 31st of January 2025 for the first and second year university students. In a statement released by the Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migos on Tuesday, the funds disbursed through the Higher Education Loans Board will see each student receive between 40 to 60,000 shillings for upkeep and welfare.
Just a day after a section of students from the University of Nairobi and Kenyatta University stormed the Higher Education Loans Board headquarters at Anniversary Towers in Nairobi, demanding the release of their capitation, the Minister of Education says 3.32 billion shillings was disbursed on the 31st of January 2025. Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba, in a statement, further says the latest disbursement is part of the funds that had already been appropriated in July 2024 in the context of the current 2024-2025 financial year budgetary allocation and appropriation framework. Students, according to the Education Cabinet Secretary, will receive between 40,000 and 60,000 shillings for upkeep and welfare. This as the government awaits a decision on an appeal against High Court suspension of the new funding model introduced in 2023 in an attempt to try and create equity in the students' loans.
Thank you, Gladys Mongai. Now to a rather tragic incident where rescuers have retrieved the bodies of 2 miners and rescued 18 others who had been trapped inside a collapsed gold mine in Shinyalo, that is in Kakamega County. The 2 men, Boniface Luciola and Franklin Alulu, and 18 others had been trapped in the mine since Monday evening.
2 people have died and 18 others have been rescued from a collapsed mine in Museno, Kakamega County. The 2 bodies were retrieved on Tuesday, more than 24 hours after the men were trapped in the shaft. Earlier, there were hopes that the 2 men, Boniface Alusiola and Franklin Alulu, will be found alive after 18 of the colleagues were rescued from the rubble.
Tulizubiri tukafika saa 9 na walisema walianguka, hiyo mchanga iliweza kuangukia saa 9. Venye tulifika saa 9 nikasema 12 hours ndio hizi zimefika. Nilihuzunika, lakini yote nikasema nimeachia Mwenyezi Mungu, sababu bila Mungu yote ni ngumu.
Kwa hivyo nataka niombe serikali kuu na serikali ya county tuweke precaution measures kwa hawa artisans wetu ambao wanajimba migodi.
The miners say the shaft caved in suddenly, giving them no time to escape.
Ni duara ambalo limeanza bila sisi kujua, kwa maana lilikuwa ni duara la mzungu. So wakati wameanza, uongozi wa hapa au kujua, pia sisi hatukujua, walikuwa wanaendelea kufukua ndio waanze kufanya kazi ili tuje tuwapatie, tuwaeleze kuhusu safety protocols. So watu ambao sisi tumeona wawili.
Kakamega County Governor Fernandez Baraza announced that the county government will waive the medical fees of those rescued from the mines.
Tuombee wale ambao wako pale chini, tutafanya juu chini ili tuhakikisha wametolewa hapo, na mpaka saa hizi tumepatiana mifuko ili waweze kufanya safety hapo chini, lakini kitu ya maana ni kwenda kuombea.
More than 200 artisanal miners operate the Museno mines, most of whom are ill-equipped.
To matters health now, where a consortium of civil society organizations is demanding immediate action from the government to improve treatment services to cancer survivors offered under the Social Health Authority. This follows claims by a section of cancer survivors in Nairobi of their frustration due to their inability to access the life-saving medication. Now, addressing the media as part of the World Cancer Day commemoration in Nairobi, the survivors lamented that since the transition from NHIF to SHA, funds meant to cater for their medical attention have been slashed from 600,000 shillings to 300,000 shillings per year. The patients also claim that despite paying for medication 6 months in advance, they are not able to access the drugs from public hospitals.
Na hatujafurahishwa na vile kunaenda. Ndio maana tuko hapa. Ndio tutetee haki zetu. Sisi mimi kama cancer survivor.
Tales of patients struggling to access medical services under the Social Health Authority continue to emerge. The latest to voice their frustrations are Esther Wanjiku and Rose Gishui, two cancer survivors who lamented what they termed the inaccessibility of life-saving cancer drugs in public hospitals.
Usha imetuleta down. Tulikuwa nalipa 500 kila mwezi ya kusimamia 600 kwa NHIF. Saisha unaweza pata hata mtu analipa over 2,000 per month. That's 12,000 per year. Na hiyo SHA ni unakusimamia 300 peke yake.
So what's so hard with the government going to camps and asking them to deliver medicines to the hospital? We are frustrated. First, I'm trying to get healthy, but they're messing up with my head. They're messing up with my psyche. They're messing up. I'm psychologically affected.
Their accounts, according to a consortium of civil society organizations advocating for cancer patients' rights, is a challenge to the government to improve treatment services offered under the Social Health Authority. The groups, which include the Kenyan Network of Cancer Organizations, KENCO, and Cancer Survivors Association of Kenya, have lamented the unclear information on services offered under SHA, system failure and delayed access to care, and severe delays in radiotherapy treatment.
We urgently call on the government of Kenya and the Social Health Authority to take immediate and decisive action to protect and ensure the continuity of cancer and NCD services.
Despite government assurances of a seamless transition, numerous patients report being turned away from treatment centers, creating unnecessary financial and healthy burdens. And we have heard that even from the survivors who shared here.
Elsewhere, medics at the Meru Hospice marked this year's World Cancer Day today by celebrating their oldest cancer survivor, Mugambe, who turned 104 years. He was diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer in 2017 and due to his age could only be put under palliative care.
Alikuja hapa kwetu akiwa na uchungu mwingi sana mwaka wa 2017 na kutoka wakati huo tukachukua jukumu la kumshughulikia.
To the scales of justice now, where a member of the Nairobi County Assembly for Harambee Ward and 2 other co-accused persons have been charged for defrauding 9.4 million shillings from a family who wanted to purchase a property in Umoja Estate that is in Nairobi County in 2020. Appearing before trial magistrate Ben Mark Ekube, the MCA Anthony Kimemia Gathumbi, Jane Nyambura Karia and Daniel Munyao Mbithi denied the charges leveled against them and were released each on stringent bond terms. The pre-trial is set for the 26th of February.
He was not even summoned actually, he was just arrested, Your Honor, and even denied police cash bail.
First accused, a cash bill of 2 million and 2 contact person and a bond of 5 billion shillings.
They have only been charged with the first and the fourth count only. We ask that you release them on lenient bail terms.
A cash bail of 850,000 each, and then they will provide 2 contact persons.
To business now, where the government is set to construct a fish processing plant in Kisumu County, offering cold storage, value-added processing, logistical support and waste management solutions to promote environmental conservation. The factory will process fish caught at, among others, 5 strategically located fish landing sites using modern fiberglass, that is, boats being made in new efforts to boost revenue from the blue economy.
Plans are underway to establish a fish processing plant and storage facilities to strengthen the local fisheries sector. The initiative aims to enhance value addition, expand market reach, and create economic opportunities for the fisher folk. In support of this, 5 new fishing landing sites are under construction to improve safety, boost efficiency in fish transportation, and support economic growth in the region.
We also are moving forward with the construction of 5 landing sites strategically located at the following beaches. Kichinjio Beach, which I believe is here, Makofi Kwao, bus. Kichinjio Beach in Kisumu Central Sub-County that we are commissioning today. Nanga Beach in Sebe Sub-County. Rota Beach in Kisumu West Sub-County. Koguta Beach in Nyakach Sub-County, and Nyamwari Beach in Kadibo Sub-County.
The Kisumu County government has also partnered with Kenya Shipyards Limited to make 6 modern fiberglass boats. Professor Nyongo says the boats are safer and durable when compared to traditional wooden ones.
So it is safer to use something which we have control over, and which, by the way, in the final analysis, is much more economic than wooden boats.
He says one of the boats will be used for monitoring and surveillance along the lake. With increasing water transport and fishing activities on Lake Victoria, the wooden boats are gradually being phased out and replaced by fiberglass boats that are safer.
Each one of these modern boats, fitted with 25 to 40 horsepower engines, are fully equipped with cooler boxes for storage of fish up to 500 kilograms. Life jackets, flares, and safety gear for security in the lake.
The wooden boats project is expected to be completed within 90 days.
Now, smallholder farmers will access loans using farm produce or livestock as collateral for the credit. This is under partnership between German Agency for International Cooperation and digital service provider that will assist in computing farmers' credit score, with their farm produce acting as a key component in formulating the credit score. The self-guaranteeing system aims to eliminate the use of land or other property as collateral and enhance credit access to women and the youth.
We are launching a solution that is for farmers. This solution is leveraging data, analytics, and AI to provide credit scoring for farmers. So as we might know, currently farmers can't easily get loans because all the lenders think that farmers are very risky. And so what we're doing here is that we're building a solution that will enable SACCOs and other lenders to drop some stringent requirements like guarantors and collateral.
We have identified artificial intelligence or AI as one way to try to bridge the information gap. Because as you know, lending is about information symmetry. If I have accurate information about a member, then I wouldn't have to ask for a title deed.
And our goal is to ensure that we drive digital innovation as a vehicle to all stakeholder farmers to move them towards commercial farming with a goal to improve farm productivity and also to make more profit.
A look at the stock markets, where East Africa Cables, which recorded the biggest share price increase last week, extended the gains, with the stock topping the list of companies that appreciated. Overall, 45 million shares valued at 668.6 million shillings were traded on Tuesday. Well, we look at sports now, where the Kenya Lionesses lost their second match to South Sudan in the ongoing FIBA Women's AfroBasket Zone 5 qualifiers in Cairo, Egypt, to dash their hopes of qualifying for the Continental Showpiece scheduled in Cote d'Ivoire from the 25th of July to the 3rd of August this year. Now, South Sudan beat Kenya 86-69 in a tough match played at the Hassan Mustafa Sports Hall. The Lionesses had won the first quarter 19-14 before their neighbours overturned the scores to take the second and third quarters 24-11 and 23-15. They staged a fight back in the last quarter, but eventually lost it by a narrow margin of 25-24. This was a big setback to the Lionesses, who were beaten by the Uganda Gazelles 78-56 in their opening match. The Kenya national women's team hopes to register their first win today, that is, against Burundi before they face host Egypt on Friday in the round-robin matches. All the teams are battling for the loan tickets to the FIBA Women's AfroBasket in Cote d'Ivoire. Kenya won the Zone 5 qualifiers in 2021 when they beat Egypt for the first time in the finals. And the winners of the 21st edition of the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon have finally been rewarded. Their prizes are money in a special award ceremony held in Nairobi after being cleared by the Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya, ADAK, in their efforts to ensure a clean and fair competitive environment. Kurgat Kimeli and Gladys Chemutai emerged victorious in the 42-kilometer race to pocket 2 million Kenya shillings each. Dominique Kipkurui and Caroline Koech, who were the runners-up in the men and women's categories, received checks worth 1 million shillings, while the second runners-up, Peter Kwemoi Ndorobo and Joy Kemuma, were given 500,000 shillings each. Vincent Mutai and Gladys Kipkoech, who won the 21-kilometer races, were rewarded checks worth 300,000 shillings each. So did the 21-kilometer wheelchair winners John Wambua and Caroline Wanjera. The Standard Chartered Future Makers initiative, which empowers the youth, women and persons with disabilities, also received a check worth 43 million shillings raised during the marathon. The 2024 Nairobi Standard Chartered Marathon was held on the 24th of October and drew over 25,000 participants from more than 90 nationalities.
Partners or implementing partners, that is Light for the World and Sight Savers, targeting youth, women and persons with disability.
Let the athletes protect their sport, let them protect themselves, let them ensure that no prohibited substance that enters into their body, because we can confidently tell them that we will still continue implementing anti-doping program for the marathons.
This is also one of the marathons that comes out early. Our communication comes out early to the athletes, so they had good preparation for the competition.
Nina furaha sana kwa sababu sikuwa natarajia niwe mshindi wa Standard Chartered Marathon kulingana na champions ambaye tulikuwa naye wote, lakini kwa ajili ya kung'ang'ana kwangu na kujikaza kwangu na mazoezi nikawa mshindi wa hii Standard Chartered Marathon.
We've come to the end of the news this morning. As always, thank you so much for your company. My name is Mariambo. My colleague Mike Megu is up next with A Viewpoint.